Welcome to the tutorial on how to set up the database and link with your UI inside Pluxbox. This is the work data interface. Let's start by creating a collection. Click on the plus button on the top right. This will open a pop-up window. Give the collection title as individual, and the system name will be automatically generated. Add the data structure, set the first input as name and the input type as text, which is the default. Next, set the second input as surname and also the input type as text. Lastly, set the third input as age and change the input type to number. Now click the Save button. You can see the collection named Individual is now ready to store all the details of a person. Click on the third icon, Data Explorer. Here you can see all the existing collections. You can search your collection here. Click on the collection name. To add a new data entry to our collection, click the Add button on the top. Inside the field, enter the corresponding data. I'm setting the name as John. Surname as Phil and age as 36. Here you can adjust the numbers by the minus and plus icons inside the field since it's a number. Now click on the Add button on the right. You can see a new individual entry is created, and ID is automatically generated. Now let's add another entry by clicking on the Add button and repeating the same steps. I'm setting the second name to David, surname to Wilson, and age to 24. And click on the Add button. Now we have two entries in the collection. Copy the ID of the first one and navigate to the workspace. I have already created a workspace named Work Data Guide. Inside I have made a simple UI to display the details of individuals stored in our collection. Let's start adding logic by clicking on the plus button of the view to add a load event. Next, we need a value block to pass the ID of the data that we need to display. Connect the load attribute of view to the execute attribute of value. And paste the copied ID of the individual we want to display as the value. Now we need a query block to retrieve the details of the individual corresponding to the ID passed. Double-click on the collections and choose our collection from the list, which is individual. Select the option Find because we are going to find the individual corresponding to the ID from the collection list. Let's connect the result attribute of the value to the execute and ID attribute of the query block. Now we need a get data block to display the details to the UI we created. Connect the result attribute of the query block to the object attribute of the get data block. Let's set the first path to name, second to surname, and third to age. Lastly, we have to select each text field and connect the value setting in the settings panel to their corresponding path. Be careful to connect the correct path for the right data retrieval. The logic part is done. Now let's click on the preview button. Whoa! You can see the details of the individual we saved displayed on the UI. Now let's also display the second individual details. For that, navigate to the work data, click on the Data Explorer. Choose the collection individual and copy the ID of the second individual. Navigate back to the workspace. Paste the ID inside the value block. Now click on the preview button. Awesome! You can see the details of the second individual now. Thanks for watching.